Sekendi takrade fire. Sekendi takrade. Sekendi fire. Hey. Asamu. Ase wakobo 2 a.m. Asamni down. Start you no call. Police for here.
For this particular moment, it seems like president and our ex-president, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, coming across a gun of for a minute pa. And for now, or you'll be at a somebody didn't cry and perceive because of how Anamamuno ended. Let's all be clear. First 4 years for Akufo-Addo was something which was really maybe commendable, or ya dear Kakrati implemented policies, ne be brave, it take Ghana through the COVID era. But after 4 years, 2020 elections, no winning here, no. A honor check Ghana forces shaggy have nothing to lose. A hand your qua or sorry net share no your henny or we so or could be no longer said Nakunya air the air we are no or that and for some munja no monchano a homa saw 247 Nanipa in him said that Sabu ebeba. In the end of this, Akufo-Addo took a very perhaps if you must say this particular decision a baseless, okay? I don't want to use the word useless, but you must say baseless. Say President what's your idea so 10 abe ende. One kasa person born one for hene and kamayan sumo President Akufo-Addo faka no ko second year or say runabout be one kasa or year runabout at the end of the day so or commission hospital be tenunte no na nanema himfo ene na akotena se no maka say okay yen name this runabout after you name runabout so anya so the President Akufo-Addo ex-President Akufo-Addo the statue is you say Akufo-Addo wona wa ya de intini the statue we see ho na ya so name runabout no after you during time anaga for bebre no na mamu no omompe na ebra this statue this you say kana for bebre anytime mufo a omo eye second D omo pa che say statue ni de omani nje ho e say the youth no but ye to aba ni wi a e no be take this is for ye to aba ni wi a John Dramani Mahama wi ni ye no ade chien ni hu say na kakra ni hu say statue ni na ebu and no Ghana police for the caution e buy ka some investigation e make sure mo ko fix ye. And no thing kwada after January 7th, yes, sir, Mahama in enamho eja obiare fi say Akufo-Addo start your any business. I'm during the inauguration of John Dramani Mahama Krano, a year second D, one of them MPs no a party says start you need to relocate Akochebi Akufo-Addo ni krum and also not start you need to be as okay or the MP wakana asem. Yeah, that's sorry how much there's a statue you bubu no from head to toe. The pictures you are watching on the screens are a clear 10 of events. Of course, starting on it in your waterfall. As I was the first one you could bubu in 9 and a KB TMCC, but this time you bubu ni tea, ne con ye free hokra, ye free completely, ye bubu on party and Pese Akufo-Addo the statue a see ho. Now currently no. Ye nim nipa okudi sa nsamboneno na nsam ne ba na man focus so they were cameras nya there but man focus say cameras or no camera second d tadi youth omu bu afuye pompa say they start you ba 10 times and I say ye see in 10 times on be send 10 times 1,000 times you send 1,000 times ama see and start you need there ne puma si be nim bibia ne chira kwasi ya send drebe eno na UK one of UK's influential person a friend John Benjamin John Benjamin ni ti from Bekaya or you be now it is or ye humanist okay at the end of the day to or one of UK4 or more top politicians he was also a former ambassador UK ambassador to Ghana now ono and I didn't say or didn't send be to ja or party say same way yes Akufo-Addo start you bubu ni ade no ena abranti and I say this particular UK politician and as a UK lawmaker party say the whole life who say obi tiase no can say AC statue no you so obi say Queen Elizabeth only do almost 98 or 100 years Queen Elizabeth one year own statue down fine you commission certain things in a name but on statue put here one year be that kopem time wu ye any year on a statue it is okuta ni kraman kitten any year in a ana by a patch say Akufo-Addo dear wamamu bone 8 years wa be years Ghana for abre su no uwie na wosan kwa na wosan so a statue say Ghana for any obi ansan so mo and I John Benjamin Eka said this is useless and baseless now I say no one should erect their own statue whilst alive John Benjamin criticizes Akufo-Addo. Now, this was in response to a poster. So I mean, GH1. The post read, former President Addo Akufo-Addo's statue in 2nd has been severely vandalized by unidentified individuals. Okay, and John Benjamin ever replies that nobody should ever put up a statue of themselves while still alive, let alone while still in office. The President Akufo-Addo statue they are saying you disascend because you useless and baseless according to this particular UK lawmaker. It's here for my concern this particular issue.
Light movements. It can't always be crunching numbers like Joe Jackson, etc. Let's have light movements a bit. They've said it's 38.2 FM. It is possible radio, so at least.
Oh no, I'm just saying now you can change the dial.
Okay, so we should make it 41 something just
to reflect the information.
All right, no problem. So let me know about the people on Facebook, our supporters. They say let's change the frequency to 41 point something FM. Okay, all right. Yeah, so then, as usual, let's greet Garmanche. Garmanche has done a yeoman's job by standing up when a lot of chiefs were quiet. Garmanche says he's not resting until we get justice in the Sicily Adapa matter. And sure, thankfully, at least we are on the right path to that. I'm sure in the coming months we'll see what can be done. Ose Adeyo Ajimabedu II, Domahini, thank you for also standing up and talking about bad governance when most people were quiet. People's mouths were full. They said it is bad manners to talk whilst eating. So they were busy eating. Okay, now they finished eating. And Ghanaians have been what? Left short. So Chief Justice Sophia Akufo, thank you very much. Good morning. Hey, and did you hear Sophia Akufo's last interview? In the course of the week, she says the same thing that Justice Tokono CJ is talking about. Changing the constitution in terms of how the Chief Justice is appointed. Currently, we don't have separation of powers. So the Chief Justice is in the armpit of the President. Yeah. So we need to change this constitution quickly. Bring true independence to the judiciary. Look, the way usually the executive hound judges when they have cases concerning the government, etc., is terrible. It's terrible. Akufo-Addo even took it to the West, where he could hound Bafuboni, Justice Bafuboni of the Supreme Court, day and night. Bafuboni, resign. I'll give you X to resign. I'll give you Y to resign, etc. It's bad. Look, if judges talk to you, you see that they have no peace. They have no peace. They didn't enjoy that much peace under Akufo-Addo at all. They were hounded left, right, center. That is not separation of powers. We need true independence. We need to reform the Judicial Council, make it truly independent of the executive so that we will have true separation of powers. Right? I mean, you ask lawyers who had cases before judges, and sometimes because of the way Akufo-Addo behaved, you have to find ways of delaying the case. Delaying so that Akufo-Addo will be out. Then you know that, okay, now, at least from what we knew the last time, JM is better than Akufo-Addo. He will not hound as much. But just to avoid anything at all like that, let's just change the constitution. You know, the election of the MMDCs, etc. So that this MMDCs will be accountable to the citizens, right? To make our development go faster. Because right now the MMDCs have to please the president, not the citizens. The citizens or the persons in the districts, the municipalities don't elect those MMDCs. So rather, they look to please the executive, the president, and not the citizens. That's not development, right? Okay, so thank you. So now, Mr. Joe Jackson says we should concentrate more on the recovery of the loot. Look, talking bluntly, not as a lawyer. You know, when I come here, it's not every time I'm wearing a lawyer's cap. I have to wear other caps. I'm a citizen as well. And I know how, things work out in court. I largely support him. So this is a personal opinion. Okay, it's not the opinion of ORA, right? No, it's a personal opinion. I'm allowed to talk briefly on personal issues like this. I can make a personal opinion. Okay. You see, all the arguments is articulated. They are very solid. You think people who have stolen millions of dollars would readily go down? No. They get into court. It's one objection after the other. From objection to objection, like the way JM said, from crisis to crisis, right? Yes, so the same thing in court. From objection to objection, objection to objections. Then the time keeps running. Kukwasa, slow to avoid a conviction. But a lot of these people, if we're negotiating with them quietly, and I like, as I said, Judicial basically said a lot of the things I would have said if you asked me this question. He cited a good example of MBS. MBS is Mohammed bin Salman, that's the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. That's what he did. He caught the oligarchs and locked them up in a hotel. Said, look, you are not leaving this hotel until, we have a deal. One by one, he negotiated deals with them, and by the time he was done, he got over $100 billion, right?
Well, but how do you negotiate with looters, really?
Good. That's what I'm saying. So it's good. That's why we are debating this. Yes. How do you negotiate with looters, really? I understand you. So you are coming from a strict legal standpoint that there should be deterrence, etc. Yes, I appreciate it. But right now, as we're talking, you see, the legal process is long. It's frustrating, right? So if somebody wants to give up the cash quietly, it's not possible. We are talking, okay? As I said, I'm not talking for Ora, okay? I'm a citizen. I was always here before Ora came. If we were to say, oh, don't talk because you're Ora, no, we'll stifle debate, right? So let's look at it. Let's take the example of the venture capital case, Lawyer Lassie and the others. They returned the money. Venture capital, venture capital, yes, a lot of it. I'm not sure they fully paid, but I know some have fully paid. But others I'm not sure of. So, but at least I'm mentioning that case where they returned it. Except that, you see, theirs came with a conviction. And also, number two, there are very few people who accept a conviction. So, with what Joe Jackson is talking about, there's the other method where we can sue in a civil court. We should explore the OSP Act when it says, to recover the corruption loot. So we can attempt, let's try the jurisprudence. You see, any lawyer who practices daily in court will tell you that he's not afraid to lose.